Right now, there's a lot of credit cards out there in the market. And I know that if you're just starting out, you're like, which one should I get? But don't worry, I did my due diligence and here are the 5 best no annual fee credit cards. Our first card is Capital One Saver One with a bonus of $200 once you spend $500 or more in 3 months. This card is great for those who want simplicity. You earn unlimited 1% cashback on all purchases, 3% cashback on dining, entertainment, popular streaming services, and at grocery store, excluding superstores like Walmart and Target. 5% cashback on hotels and rental cars booked through Capital One Travel. 8% cashback on Capital One entertainment purchases. And most importantly, and why I strongly recommend this card, you're gonna get 10% back in Uber or Uber Eats. Guys, take a moment. This is insane. 10% back in Uber? If you use Uber at least once a month, this is a huge deal. Plus, you'll get Uber One membership on them, making it even cheaper for you to get food, order food, and whatever. And there's also no foreign transaction fee. Well, the Capital One Saver One has a lot of benefits. We have to consider the cons as well. And one huge con, which I think is the biggest one, is that the 10% back and the Uber One membership, it's gonna expire on November 14, 2024, which is a bit, so that's why I recommend for you guys to get the card now so you can start taking advantage of the 10% back in Uber. I personally recommend a credit score of 670 or higher. And I also left a link below in the description below to see if you pre-approve so your credit score won't be affected. The second card is one of my favorite ones. It's the Chase Freedom Flex. Same bonus as the Capital One Saver One, $200 once you spend $500 or more in 3 months. This card is perfect for those who love to earn rewards in different categories. It offers 5% cashback on up to $1,500 spent rotating quarterly categories like gas station, grocery stores, and restaurants. Right now in this second quarter of 2023, you're getting 5% back on Amazon and Lowe's. You also will be getting 5% on travel purchases through Chase, 3% on dining at restaurants, 3% on drugstore purchases, and 1% on all other purchases. Another benefit that I see too many people don't have no idea about, you get 10% back every month in GoPuff and 10% back every quarter in Instacart, which is a great benefit that not too many people are taking advantage of. This is one of the best beginner cards and I recommend everybody to get it. One, because 5% back on different categories, just perfect. Another one, you build a relationship with Chase, and Chase has one of the best credit cards, so it's good to build a relationship as soon as possible. I recommend a credit score of 670 and above. And the only downside with this card that I see is that you have to activate the 5% back every quarter, which is not really that big of a deal. It takes like 2 minutes or so not that big of a deal. Now let's talk about the Chase Freedom Unlimited. This card is almost identical to the Chase Freedom Flex, but the only difference is that with the Chase Freedom Unlimited, you're gonna get 1.5% unlimited in everything. While with the Chase Freedom Flex, like I said earlier, you have to activate the 5% back every quarter to earn rewards. And with the Chase Freedom Flex, you're only gonna get 1% back in everything. So it's up to you to choose which one you like, which one you prefer. I personally have both and that's what I recommend to everybody. Sign up bonus in this card is exactly like the other two, which is $200 once you spend $500 more in 3 months. And one thing I forgot to mention, the 3 cards I just talked about, the Chase Freedom Unlimited, Chase Freedom Flex, and the Saver One, Capital One, they all have 0 APR for 15 months. So that means you could carry a balance and they're not gonna charge you fees. But I personally don't like to talk about this because I don't want you to carry a balance. Just please don't do it. Please, there's nothing good about carrying a balance. Whenever you spend something, just pay it off and that's how your credit is gonna build. But in case you're going through a hardship, through a hard situation, that could help you. Next up is the Wells Fargo Active Cash. This is perfect for its simplicity and for its rewards. You earn unlimited 2% back on every purchase, which is higher than most of the cards. more than the unlimited. Unlimited has 1.5, this one has 2%. So it's a great card. This card also offers the same deal about components, which is spend 500 in 3 months, get 200 back. And before, you had to spend $1,000 in order for you to get 200. So that's pretty good. So take advantage of that. I'm not sure if they're gonna raise how much you have to spend once again. So take advantage of that. This one also has 0 APR for the first 15 months. You also will get cell phone protection, up to 600 protection against damage or theft when you pay your monthly cell phone bill with your eligible Wells Fargo card. I recommend a credit score of 670 and higher. One downside with this card, the only one I see, is that it has foreign transaction fee. So just be careful or try to avoid using this card outside the US. Last but not least, let's talk about the Bill MasterCard. This card is unique because it offers rewards specifically for renters. You earn 1x points on your rent payments, which can be redeemed for various benefits like travel, shopping, or even future rent credits. It also has 2x points on travel, 3x on dining, and 1x on other purchases. I don't have this card personally, but what I'm planning to do is getting it and giving it to my brother who lives in San Francisco and pays $2,000 a month for a little studio. And imagine if I do that. I say, here you go, bro, spend it, pay your rent. If he does that, in a year, I'll be getting $240 back, just like that. Doing absolutely nothing, no effort whatsoever. And that's why I say if you pay rent, I think this is a must-have card for you. Two cons with this card is that it has no sign-up bonus, which is really bad. Almost all the cards have sign-up bonus and not this one. The other one is that you have to do 5 transactions per statement period in order for you to get 1x back on your rent, which is not that hard really. Lastly, I recommend a credit score of 710 or higher. So to recap, our top 5 credit cards with no annual fees. We have the Capital One, Savior One, offering simplicity and 10% back in Uber and Uber Eats. The Chase Freedom Flakes, ideal for those who want to earn rewards in multiple categories. The Chase Freedom Unlimited, providing a straightforward 1.5% cashback on every purchase. The Wells Fargo Active Cash, offering a high 2% cashback. And lastly, the Bill MasterCard for renters. If you're just starting out, I would recommend for you to aim for the Chase Freedom Unlimited and the Chase Freedom Flex. You might be saying, why, Sergio? Because of the 524 rule. What's the 524 rule? Is that if you open 5 personal credit cards in the past 24 months, you're gonna get declined automatically. Even if you have excellent credit score, you're gonna get declined. And I even called Chase to make sure this was true, and they were like, yeah, this is true. And in all honesty, I mean, Chase has one of the best credit cards. It has like the Sapphire Prefer, the Ink Business Cash, Business Unlimited, all the Ink Business cards with great bonuses. I just got one a few months behind, and honestly, the bonus, it's good for you guys to focus on the 524 rule and get all the Chase cards you're able to get, and then start getting on other different cards like American Express, Capital One. Sadly, I didn't do this when I was starting out, and I had to wait a couple of months in order for me to be out of the 524 rule. That wraps up our video for the top 5 no annual fee credit cards in 2023. And also guys, if you use the link below in the description below, you're gonna be helping the channel. If you don't wanna help the channel, it's absolutely fine. You could use your brother's link, whoever. I recommend it. And that's everything guys. Thank you so much and have a great day.